Well, I'm Carol Angela Davis. I've got your crime news today. It's Thursday, and of course, the crime does abound during a pandemic. I mean, why wouldn't it? Okay. Now, the first story is a financial story involving Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler. She's a Republican, and she's, of course, coming out of Georgia. The question is, did she make stock trades that were illegal? And, you know, she's just not any ordinary Republican senator because she is also the wife of the guy who is the president of the New York Stock Exchange. So that just takes things to a whole nother level here. Now, we know that the stocks in question were traded days after a closed Senate briefing on the coronavirus. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. I just probably wouldn't have traded the stocks just to say, you know what, the appearance of impropriety is bad enough. I'm just not going to do it. So we'll see. Now, what stocks? We're talking about holdings in retail stores, which, of course, have been hammered by the pandemic. We're talking TJ Maxx, Lululemon, and also Ross stores. And TJ Maxx, you should know, is traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Also, stock and chemical company DuPont de Nemours, which makes the protective gear used by medical professionals, and also Citrix, which benefits when people work from home. Both DuPont and Citrix also traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So again, the appearance of impropriety, you would think, would have led her to say, I just won't trade these stocks. Now, the law says this is insider trading. I'm going to tell you what insider trading is so you know what it is. All right, insider trading, which, you know, Martha Stewart did go to jail for several years ago, and it was for a lot less money. Insider trading is the trading of a public company's stock based on material, non-public information about the company. I mean, come on. This is because it is seen as unfair to other people. We're all supposed to have the same opportunity to buy and sell stocks. That keeps the playing field level, so we all have an opportunity to make money. And of course, we also have an opportunity to lose money at the same rate as somebody who may be in a high position or have more access than we do. So the question is, did she use her access to get herself in a more favorable position in the stock market? And by the way, insider trading doesn't matter whether you win or lose in the game. The bottom line is you're just not supposed to do it. That brings me to our slave word, contumacious, of course, for willfully disobedient. The question with Senator Loeffler is she a contumacious kind of gal? I mean, we're going to find out. All right, the trades came between February 26th and March 11th. That's as the virus was spreading, but the general public was still learning about the disease and the impact on the world economy. So that doesn't look too good. Let's go to Franklin County, Florida, where a Georgia state senator, his name is Bruce Thompson, he traveled to his vacation home, authorities say, on St. George Island in Florida, and he did so after testing positive for COVID-19. Seriously? That's right, folks. That comes from the Franklin County Sheriff's Department, with the sheriff saying this, and I quote, "We are not happy that a lawmaker is refusing to stay in Atlanta in quarantine, rather bringing it to our county to stay in his vacation home." Ditto, by the way, unquote. We don't like it either. I mean, did you pump gas? Did you stop at a convenience store? Did you have people working on the grounds at your vacation home? Did you encounter anyone who now could be a vector or somebody who's positive and not showing symptoms and pass it on to somebody else, or somebody, frankly, who could get sick? It's very insensitive. Senator Thompson announced he tested positive for coronavirus. That happened on March 22nd. So do we know exactly when he was on St. George Island? Not yet, but we're expecting the sheriff to release that information later today. Thompson is a Republican. He does represent Georgia District 14 in the state Senate. He was first sworn in 2013. Now let's go to Tampa, Florida. Okay, folks, River at Tampa Bay Church pastor Rodney Howard Brown. What a guy. He was arrested and charged with unlawful assembly and a violation of the health emergency rules because he hosted church services despite public orders urging residents to stay home. It's called a reckless disregard for human life. So Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister locked him up. Thank you, Chad. And then from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Pastor Tony Spell, I told you about that. He's facing 6 counts of violating the governor's executive order barring all gatherings because he too held a church service. This one was at the Life Tabernacle Church. 1,000 people showed up from 5 different parishes. Gee, thanks, Pastor Spell. Okay, Louisiana has been hit very hard by the coronavirus. As of this taping, 5,200 cases, 239 deaths. Experts are predicting it might be the next epicenter of the disease. What does Pastor Spell say? Pastor Spell says, quote, "We will continue to have church," unquote. Don't go, people. He says this is politically motivated, apparently telling CNN several members of his congregation have been suspended from their jobs by their employers. Of course, because the employers saw videos of them worshiping at the church, and now they're concerned about the safety of the workers. Ding dong. Okay. From Lakewood, New Jersey, police there broke up 2 separate weddings a day apart from each other. Stop. Why are you endangering the police? These are first responders. They're putting their life on the line every day, and you got to have a wedding. No. The wedding hosts both charged with maintaining a nuisance for holding a wedding in violation of the emergency order prohibiting large gatherings. In New Jersey, there are at least 18,696 confirmed cases of COVID-19, and already 267 people have died. Stop being selfish. Also in New Jersey, a party of more than 30 people. Another one, partygoers seen making videos and posting it on social media. Thank goodness we got the police out there, okay? And you all need to stop endangering them. It's just not right. Now, the host of the party charged with disorderly conduct for holding a large party in violation of the emergency order prohibiting large gatherings. In Maryland, if you do this, guess what? You could be jailed for up to a year and fined $5,000. Do it in New York. You could get a fine for between $250 and $500. And then finally today, we're going to go to Bourbon County, Kansas, where Major Bobby Reed of the Sheriff's Department is making grocery and prescription deliveries for at-risk residents. What a guy. It's happening in a lot of cities. I'm just mentioning this one. He's volunteering to deliver to elderly residents and to shoppers who have disabilities, and also to veterans. And he's in a rural county that is 5 miles east of the Missouri border. It has about 14,000 residents there. In rural Kansas, you should know, more than 100 grocery stores have closed since 2008, and in 50% of those communities, a new store has not opened. So this is a vital service provided by this gentleman, and we thank him very much there in Kansas. And to all our members, our first responders, our members of law enforcement, our members of the fire department, we love you, we thank you, we appreciate you for your service to your community and to your country, and we are really hoping that everybody gets out of this with their life. I'm Carol Angela Davis. Do your part, stay home, and wash your hands. Have a good day.